Hey boys and girls, you have chosen our 4-point project for December if you've clicked here. And this is a great project because it's all about our word of December, which is value, lights and darks values. Now, in the past, what we would do is we would use paint to make a super light color that blends into a lighter and then a regular and a darker color. That's what we would normally do. We would use paint. We're not going to be using paint since we are learning virtually, but what we can do instead is we can use either crayons or we can use oil pastels for this project. So think about what material, or I guess you could use colored pencils too. So think about what material you want to do. You can really use anything for this. I'm going to be modeling how to do it with crayons today, but again, you can use anything. So all you're going to need for this project is a pencil, 2 pieces of white paper, and whatever you're coloring with, your crayons, your oil pastels, your colored pencils. I would not use marker since markers don't blend very well. So crayons, pastels, color pencils, no marker for this one. Okay, so now, the first thing I want you guys to do, it's a little bit different than other projects, is I want you to grab a scrap sheet of paper. And before we even start working on our project, I want you to test out the different colors that you're using. That's what I did before. And the idea here is you want to see which colors are going to be darker, medium, light. You want to see which colors are going to be darker, medium, and light so that you know what they look like. What I went ahead and did was I made a little scrap for myself on what order to color in. So you'll notice that this one that I just used was light, and then I realized this one was a little darker. And now I'm going to be using this one, which, as you can see, is even darker. So we've got that nice value. If I wanted to, I could even grab another blue crayon and I can make it even darker. I don't really have to. That actually wasn't that much darker. So before you start this project, grab a piece of scrap paper, play around with the colors that you have, and I want you to try making a value scale that goes from light to medium to dark. That's really going to help you when it's time to color. And I want you to look at what I did. This is what you're going to be doing first with a pencil. I want you to draw 1, 2, 3 circles. I want you to draw 3 pretty big circles on your paper. You can hold it this way or this way. It's up to you. If you feel more comfortable tracing circles, finding things in your house that are round to trace, you can do that as well. I also drew a line down here. And what this is going to do is that's going to serve as where we're putting the different blues. The line on the bottom will be the snowy ground. So take a moment, do this, and then when you're ready, you can unpause the video and see what the next direction is. Okay, so once you're done, we're going to start coloring these in. So they go from light to medium to dark to darkest. We're going to start with our white. If you're using pastel, color pencil, crayon, whatever you're using, I want you to start with white first. And you're going to color in white nice and hard right in the middle. Okay, and then once you're done, then what we're going to do is we are going to take our lightest color. So this is my kind of light blue. It's called, let's see what it's called. Cornflower. That's what I'm using. And we're going to lightly go over what we just did. Okay, so your next direction is now we're going to take that same color and we're going to color in this next circle here with the color we just used. Okay, so now we've got a very light blue, a lighter blue. Next, look at that sheet that you made before, and we're going to find which color we need to use next. For me, it's this one. So I'm going to be coloring in my next circle, my next circle with just the blue. So go ahead, find your next color and do. Okay, so at this point I'm almost done with my blue value scale, my light to dark. One thing you might notice if you look at the painting version that we did last year, you might notice that on the edges of the paper we used black to make it really, really dark like night. You don't have to do that, but if you do want it to look like it's nighttime, like it's really dark on the edges, you can do that. You can grab your black and you can go around just the corners. That's a trick that artists use a lot of the time. They'll put a dark color just right in the little corners of the paper so that it's almost like a little border. So again, you don't have to do that, but it's kind of a cool effect. Okay, so now we're just about done with the background. Your last direction is you're going to be putting up whatever you want on your picture. Right now we only have a sky. Oops. So think about how you want to finish this picture. What can we add to this sky background? Maybe trees, maybe people. Maybe you want to make some sort of house or some sort of scene. It's up to you how you want to finish this. And I put the examples here. I'm going to just make some trees, but again, it's up to you how you guys want to finish off your picture. And please feel free to be creative, because you know that I always like when you boys and girls think of your own creative ideas for these pictures. Okay, everybody, so I am now done with my value forest. Again, you don't have to copy mine exactly. I want you to be creative with it, and I have some examples for you. Make sure you cover your white spaces, do your nicest, neatest work, and remember, you don't have to use crayons, so it's up to you what material, anything except for markers. When you're done, you're going to put it onto Google Classroom for me, and I am looking forward to seeing what you guys make. Bye.